Just 24 hours from right now, the one and only scheduled presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris will take place. You can watch it right here on the Fox News channel. But unfortunately, it is being moderated by ABC Disney. Barring some kind of political miracle, this debate will not be fair. ABC Disney is officially a woke left-wing organization. Maybe Bob Iger and his left-wing heir apparent, maybe they don't want half the country to attend their theme parks. Maybe they don't care about their tanking stock price, which is their prerogative. They're free to make that choice. But if they are biased against Donald Trump, as they have been leading into tomorrow night, as their nightly newscast is, half the country is not going to like it one bit.
I mean, honestly, Disney's already in a little bit of trouble because most people can't afford to take their families to Disney, but point taken. You have Sean Hannity preemptively concerned that ABC is going to be unfair to Donald Trump in the first presidential debate between Trump and Kamala Harris.
Hey, don't scroll away. Come back. Because before the video continues, we just want to urge you to lend your support to TYT. You power our honest reporting. You do it at tyt.com/team, and we love you for it.
Cenk, thoughts?
This is called working the refs. So this is Republican 101 my whole life. Before anything happens, they start crying. Oh, they're going to be unfair to us. We're the victims, they're so unfair. And it totally works. It gets the ABCs of the world. Do they correct Donald Trump's lies after the fact on CNN, etc.? Yeah. Are they scared to death to correct him in the middle of the debate? Yes, very scared, right? Does it work in intimidating them enough to not tell you the truth about who Donald Trump is, which is that he's totally nuts, and this is not a real contest. It's a contest between a sane person that you could like or dislike versus a total nut job? No, no, they're gonna be called biased, So we can come back to ABC and mainstream media's actual bias later, but understand that all that you're seeing here is a purposeful strategy of Sean Hannity and all the Republican leaders crying so they could work the refs.
Yeah, I'm unsure how much moderation there really needs to be tonight anyway, because of the fact that they will be muting the mic of the candidate who isn't speaking in order to prevent, interruptions and all of that. So look, that is what made Trump look really bad in the 2020 debate against Joe Biden. He did himself no favors when his mic wasn't muted. And if you need a little bit of a reminder of that, let's take a look.
Vote and let your senators know how strongly you feel. Vote now.
You're going to pack the court?
Make sure you, in fact, let people know you're a senator. I'm not going to answer the question.
Why would you answer that
because
question?
The question is,
Justice, radical left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
Who's
on your
so
list?
Right.
Gentlemen, I think
this is so
unprecedented. He's going to pack the court.
God, there's so much to say about that video. Not only was Trump being obnoxious, and that did not help him in the debate performance, but also, man, Biden looks like a totally different person in that debate. Like in terms of his cognitive capacity.
I actually thought he was already in bad shape then.
No, he was, but I mean, like.
But he was not functioning in 4 years later.
Right,
just
exactly.
not functioning. All right, look, real quick on that. People get so verklempt over, oh my God, Donald Trump interrupts. I'm going to say something that Democrats will find outrageous. So what? That's part of a debate. React to it. He's making a fool of himself. Let him, right? And then do jabs and let him do stupid things again. When he filibusters, point out that he's filibustering, demand equal time, and then rip into him. But like the Democrats are so obsessed with being civil, they're like, oh, he's going against Queensberry rules. Please, someone help. It's not a good look. Come back over the top of him. You see me in a debate? Anybody who talk over me? You could disagree about how aggressive I am, but nobody thinks, oh, poor Cenk. They think poor other son of a bitch, okay? Can you guys figure out how to debate? Jesus, man.
Yeah, and also, I mean, the optics of him doing the same thing to Kamala Harris if his mic wasn't muted, right? Would, I think, hurt him even more.
Oh, it would look terrible.
Right, but his mic's gonna be muted. So that's what's gonna happen during this debate.
Yeah, and Biden said, oh, that's so unpresidential. You gotta let this thing go about unpresidential.
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed a long time ago.
I mean, we already had Trump. He was already a madman. What are you guys talking about?
Sizes. Penis sizes have made an appearance in debates, presidential debates.
Trump's press secretary is putting out statements with the F word in it. Like, who you effing kidding around? Like, this is what it's devolved to. And you guys still doing Queensberry rules? Well, dude, you go outside to bounce. No, get in there and fight the son of a bitch.
All right, so let's pivot to Donald Trump and what he's been saying, because he's very clearly keeping up with the polls. And if you thought Sean Hannity's prediction of a mass Republican Disney protest was absurd, actually, I actually don't find that absurd. I do know that conservatives are very upset at Disney, and I do know that Disney sales are down. But let's talk about Trump and what he posted yesterday. So he wrote that as people begin to realize that Kamala Harris is a Marxist. Is she?
Oh, that's so dumb.
Far more liberal than crazy Bernie Sanders or even Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren, her poll numbers are beginning to crash. Who are they going to put in next? How about a Biden comeback? You gotta let it go, Trump. He's not the candidate anymore. You gotta run against someone a little more competitive than Joe Biden. You gotta let it go. You gotta get with the times. You gotta just wake up to the fact that you're running against her, and you do have to shift things a little bit in your campaign. Now, although it isn't clear, might be also referencing the Times Siena College poll that shows Trump leading Kamala Harris nationally by a point. Remember, Democrats need to win by 5 points nationally in order to win the Electoral College. And then when you look at the battleground states, you're seeing a statistical tie between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. But the thought of Joe Biden re-entering the race is absurd for reasons that we probably don't have to explain. Trump is clearly fixated on the idea to run against Joe Biden, though. In August, he wrote, "What are the chances that crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of the US, crashes the Democratic National Convention and tries to take back the nomination, beginning with challenging me to another debate?"
Let it go,
Yeah.
Let it go. He's not coming back, bro. I know you had him beat, you did, okay? That's not because you're so great, but because the brother literally couldn't talk. Okay, wow, you must be so proud. I was beating the guy who can't speak. Barely. Okay, congratulations, but he's not coming back. You gotta actually debate Kamala Harris, you gotta try to beat Kamala Harris. If I was a Republican, I'd be more mad at him. I'm not mad at him, he's a weirdo. And it's obvious that he misses the good old days when this was an easy election, and now he's worried it's a super hard election. So, okay, now back to Disney and ABC for a second. Guys, there's only one conservative boycott I've ever seen in my life work. Every other one was a hilarious disaster. You know, they tried to boycott Disney for like a decade because Disney gave their gay employees the same rights as their straight employees. And they're like, well, you have to hate gays, you don't hate gays enough. And they tried that for like a decade. Didn't affect sales one bit, not 1%, because the country's not that crazy. There's the right wing, extreme right wing is so much smaller than they realize. So in this case, the real problem with ABC and mainstream media is the same problem that Kamala Harris has, and it isn't that they're too liberal or Marxist. So on social issues, yeah, they think gay people and black people, et cetera, should have the same rights as straight white people. Wow, so liberal. But on economic issues, they're totally pro-corporate, pro-status quo, pro-corruption, pro-corporatist takeover of our government. So they never call out the corruption of corporations buying all of our politicians. That's not a liberal position. That's maybe a conservative position, definitely a corporatist position, but it ain't anywhere near progressive, right? So that's ABC and mainstream media. And then you get to Kamala Harris, Marxist? Come on, right wingers, don't embarrass yourself. Do you know what a Marxist is? The Democrats, corporate Democrats like Kamala Harris, their problem on economic issues, they're pro-corporate, they're pro-conservative side, right-wing side. Give tax cuts to businesses, et cetera. They never actually do the tax increases for businesses. They just pretend, and then they go, oh, donors, what do you need? And they give them all their, but giving the donors what they want is not a Marxist position. The Marxists would rip the face off of the donors. The Marxists wouldn't even have any of those donors around because there wouldn't be any private property. Like, please, it's just so ignorant to say that these corporatist politicians on the Democrat or Republican side, or in this case, the Democratic side, are Marxist. They're not even liberals or progressive, let alone Marxist or communist. It's humiliating yourself when you say dumbass things like that. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.